Hi everyone, my name is Patrick and we are the Methacton Electric Car Club, which is a technology club that's based in Eagleville, Pennsylvania, and we focus on hands-on vehicle projects, as well as educating the public about sustainable and renewable energy powered vehicles. So this picture is just a collage of all the different vehicles and projects that we have. You can see that they range from bikes to trucks to cars, and they all run on um, different types of renewable energy. And we'll be covering each one in more detail later on in the presentation. And here is just a more descriptive version of our club as a whole. You can see that throughout our club's history, we've been involved in various fundraisers, projects, events, competitions, public events, and all types of different things that we do. And this is our team at the moment. Everyone here contributes a lot of different ideas, a lot of different strengths, and we all like getting involved and learning more about renewable energy and sustainability.
All right, so this year is our first car. It's a fully electric car. It can go to 75 miles per charge. This is the Lorax, by the way. Can go over 50 miles per hour. Takes 8 hours to charge the battery. It has 14 batteries, all hidden within. It's got 3 wheels on it, so it's pretty cool. It's a little kit car. This was our first electric car that we got started with the club. So to start off, if you see in the bottom right, we actually have the batteries that are in the car. Top left, we have old batteries that we used to have in there, but we switched them out. And I believe those are under the seat or around that area. We'll see more batteries throughout the car, and we kind of hide them throughout. So that's under the hood of the car. You can see there's no really engine in there. If you've ever seen under the hood of a other car, like a regular gas-powered car, we have some batteries under there and just the motor that powers the whole thing. So right here we have 2 of the batteries. We try to fit as many in the car as we can so we can go as far as we can. You don't want to touch them because they can be dangerous, but we basically hide these batteries all throughout the car, and that's what powers the car. Again, there's more batteries under the seat, so you'd actually sit right on top of them. So we try to hide them wherever. So that's where you sit. It's actually a 2-person car. See, we got the little Lorax in there too, just because we like to stick with the theme of renewable energy, like the Lorax. The black box in the middle, that's actually the E-meter. So that tells you how much further you can go on each charge, kind of like the fuel gauge on your car, where you see how much gas you have left in your car, how much further you can go. It's just like that, but with batteries. So it's a 2-person car, and yeah, it's pretty fun to drive around. So here we have the wall panel. This is in our little garage at the high school. If you see that yellow cord right there, we actually plug that, the car gets plugged into there, right into the wall, and that actually powers the whole thing. So instead of going to the gas station like you would with a regular car and putting gas in your car, you can actually just plug it right into the wall, and it charges it, and then you're ready to go for the next time you want to drive it. And then this here is just the trailer that we carry the car around, and so we have to go a little bit further sometimes, but sometimes we just carry it around the trailer just to give that little extra distance.
And here we have our Ford Ranger pickup truck. It runs on electricity, and this model was manufactured back in the 1990s. And you can see back in the bed of the truck that there is a solar panel grid that generates electricity to power the vehicle. And this is one of our more recent vehicles, the electric bike, which was donated to us by a bike company some time ago. And essentially how it works is that there's a motor in the back of the wheel, in the center of the wheel, a computer in the bag right here, and then there's a battery on top of the wheel. And so you can basically ride the bike without any pedaling, or you can pedal at the same time to give it an extra boost. And it basically makes riding a bike a lot easier, more efficient, and it can go around 25 miles on one charge at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. And so, as you guys know, this is a picture of the Limerick generating station down in Pottstown. And basically, this produces a lot of power and electricity for many homes in the area. But some time ago, one of our members asked why we use the energy from the power plant when we can instead use solar panels to charge the car. And so this kind of got us started on using solar power to power the vehicles and to help charge them. So right here, you can see that the first renewable energy resource that we use is obviously solar energy. And in these pictures, you can see our members kind of installing the solar grids on the top of the roof, wiring them, mounting them. And basically that these solar panels have been here for a long time, and they constantly collect energy from the sun to help charge the vehicles that we store inside the garage. And this is just the same picture of the garage, but for a distance perspective. And you can see that we have 10 different panels on the solar grid, and depending on the bay, we can get a lot of energy that can help charge all the vehicles that we have inside. And this is our electricity usage chart. It basically says how much electricity the solar panels have collected from the sun. In 2019, which was our our busiest year, we collected around 1,100 kilowatt hours. And so it takes around 13 kilowatt hours to charge the car. So it's essentially like we're charging the car 100 times for free, with all the energy coming directly from the sun.
All right, so this year is our box truck. It's an old tasty cake truck that we converted to run completely on vegetable oil. It's our mobile classroom that we take around. We take it almost everywhere we go to teach students like you. We even had students paint the side of it, like the Lorax, just like the first car that you guys have seen. Stick with that whole Lorax theme. And then Patrick's going to show you a video here about it.
This truck runs on vegetable oil and this car on electricity. They're both going to be on display at the auto show, and they're both assembled by the bright students at the Methacton High School Electric Car Club.
So you have the sun powering houses through solar panels.
Inside the former Tasty Cake truck, it's more educational than most classrooms. Though running on vegetable oil, it smells a little like
fries.
French fries.
Club members like Bryce Merrill and Amanda Amornache have loaded it up with displays on renewable energy, and one of them is a race car track.
If you stick the window out and the door will be open, the car will move around the racetrack.
They even wired up a stationary bike to show you how much energy each light bulb needs.
So the first one is a LED light bulb, and then you pedal harder, you get the CFL to come on. And you pedal even harder, and you get the halogen bulb to come on. And then you gotta really, really hard to get the incandescent to come on.
Their car looks like a classic, but when you turn it on, it's built with an engine of the future. Building and always trying to improve these vehicles of tomorrow has taught these students all kinds of skills.
I came into the club not really knowing anything about any of this, so I learned a lot just about like the way batteries work, but also the way that sustainable energy works.
So I've really enjoyed my time working with them, and that's definitely where the industry is starting to go. We're moving away from gasoline, more into electric cars, so I really want to pursue that in college.
And now they're ready to show you all at the auto show what they can do. Now don't forget, the Methacton Electric Car Club is going to be at the auto show the entire time, so please check out all this great stuff they have. And now Amanda's going to take me for a little ride in their wonderful car here. Let's do it. See you guys.
All right, so that was a fun little video of the things that we have, the car and the box truck and the Lorax. But basically, so we have solar panels on top. That's where we'll start. These charge the batteries inside the trucks. We have even more batteries inside the truck that we use to power the Lorax if we're out somewhere, power the displays inside the truck, so all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, we use solar panels to do that. So it's just a big picture of the whole inside of it. We've got a bunch of displays. We'll just go through each of them. So this here is the slot car racetrack. It runs on energy from the solar panel. So the solar panel goes outside the truck, like you guys saw in the video. We can actually play with the slot car tracks. You can make the radio work and the fans work all together. So just from that one solar panel. So here's the bike. You pedal the bike to generate electricity, to turn the different lights on, so you guys can learn what light bulbs are more efficient and which ones are less efficient. The harder you pedal, the least efficient light bulbs actually turn on. So it's a pretty fun game there. Next, we have the tank of vegetable oil. So it smells like peanuts and fries, but we actually run the truck on this tank here with all the vegetable oil. We get it from a catering company nearby, so it's all reused. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So these are the batteries that power the displays on the truck. You can see they're a little bit bigger than the ones in the Lorax. And again, those are powered by the solar panels on top. So it can show how nice solar panels can be. So next we have the computer. We have two of them. The one on the left, we actually have games that members of the club have made. And the one on the right shows how much energy the solar panels collect each year. I think Patrick's going to demo a game here that one of the members of our club made.
Yep. So one of our more popular games is this one right here, Green Blaster. And this is just, again, one of the many games that we have on the website. And basically how it works is usually you're controlling some kind of like renewable energy like character. In this case, it's just like a shooter car. And then basically the object of this game is to destroy the coal, basically show how like coal combustion is not good for the environment. It can cause stuff like acid rain. So, you know, we have a lot of different games like this on our website that you can check out.
Nice. All right, so here we have on and off the grid. So basically, go through a little lesson here, but off the grid is the solar panels on the right-hand side. You can see how the sun powers all the solar panels, which powers all the lights in the houses. You don't need all the wires going everywhere. But then you have on the grid. That's all the wires connecting all the houses together from the main electricity grid. You have wires going everywhere. It doesn't look as clean. But yeah, different ways to get electricity to your house. And then we have what can you recycle? So it's a fun little game that we have in the truck. So we'll go through a couple of them, but we got the pizza box in the top right. That one's actually not recyclable if it has grease in it, but if it doesn't, then you can recycle it, just like all cardboard. Got the yogurt container in the bottom left. You just gotta rinse it out, but it's plastic, so you can recycle almost all plastic. And you got things like the tennis ball in the bottom right. I don't believe you can't recycle it, but you can reuse it for all different kind of things. So you might see them on the bottom of chairs, or you can give them to your dog. So fun things like that.
And as you've seen before with the video, we have been featured on different news channels, news stations, so you can check that out at the website. In fundraisers as well, basically what we do with the club is we like to purchase different parts, and the way we do that is through fundraisers such as the ones you see on the screen. So a couple of popular ones that we've done in the past include video game tournaments, like in this case, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. We've 3D printed fidget spinners back when they were popular and sold those for money. And then we have the lip sync competition, which includes a lot of different prizes that we raise, that we do in order to raise money. And right here is our club website. So this is our logo. And if I click on this, it takes us to the website, which basically houses all of our projects, like a bunch of pictures, and the stuff that we've done through the years. So this is kind of like a gallery where we store everything. And so in addition to what we do, like in the mechanical aspect, we also like to go to a lot of community events, a lot of different competitions when we have the opportunity. And one of these you can see is like our motto at the top is to race to educate the public one car at a time. So we do these through public events and through different types of community events as well. And so one of these is the Philly Auto Show, which we've been a part of in the past. You can see we usually like to bring our different vehicles and educate the public about our club and about renewable energy. So another one that we like to go to a lot is the Temple Earth Day, where we bring vehicles like the Lorax. You can see us explaining to the public about how the vehicle works, how we built it, and just any questions in general about renewable energy. Other events that we've been a part of include the Montgomery County Community College Discover Your Future Camp, which you can see we've had different activity sessions, as well as the Methacton High School Spirit Parade. And lastly, we do like to present at other schools to help get the kids excited about the club and the opportunities that they have in high school to engage with, with things that they're interested in. And basically, this is one of the competitions that I've been part of in the past. Penn State's 21st Century Automotive Challenge, which basically puts the car through a bunch of different tests. So tests such as like autocross, acceleration events, driving in between cones, a lot of different stuff. And you can see what that looks like on this slide. Other events that we do include the Tour de Sol, which you can see the different cars that participate. So they all have a renewable energy theme going on. You can see that the one on the top runs on biodiesel and the ones at the bottom run on methane gas, and vegetable oil. So a lot of different renewable energy powered vehicles that we see at these competitions. And basically on this slide, you can see the success we've had in the past with these competitions, and we look forward to doing more in the future.
All right, so this here is our newest project with Tram Spitfire. This is just half of what we started out with. This part's looking a little rusty, but we basically took the bottom part of this car and we took the top part of a nice part of the car and we sandwiched them together to look just like this kind of car. So we're basically taking a car like this and we're going to make it completely electric. So we'll kind of go through some pictures of us working on it. But just like this, so we took all the parts off of this yellow one, and then eventually we sandwiched the red one on top of it. And yeah, everyone just kind of worked together to keep going at it. So here we go. We got some more. If you see in the top right, we actually have a bunch more batteries like you saw on the Lorax. We're trying to put them wherever we can. If you look on the left-hand side, if you see that little black and gray box, that's actually the motor. So instead of having a whole engine in there, the whole car is just powered from that little motor. And just see a bunch of people, everyone working together on the car. Again, we're all trying new things. Everyone's having fun here, but we're all experiencing new things that we may not have done so far. So we got people welding, people using a sawzall. Then we have the motor being mounted in the top. But yeah, everyone just trying new things. And then this year's projects, we actually have an electric skateboard. So one of our club members thought it'd be pretty cool to make an electric skateboard. I'm sure many of you guys have possibly seen some of these before, but basically just push a button and the skateboard goes for you. We're going to do community events. So we want to go around educating more people about this. And then we also want to finish that Spitfire because we were so close to finishing it, but not quite there. So we'll probably get that done this year.
Hi everyone, this is the hands-on part of this presentation, and you'll be learning about solar energy and why it's important and how we use it. So over here you can see there's a diagram explaining solar energy. So these panels on the top of the roof will absorb the light rays that are from the sun, and the inverter will convert the energy that is collected, because the powers, like the things in your house like lights, TVs, and washing machines, etc., they can't use the light rays energy like that solar energy just as is. So there's an inverter that converts that. And during the summer, when the sunlight hours are like really long and like there's always sun beating down on Earth and like there's like less clouds and all, the panels will absorb a lot more energy than they would on a normal basis. So there's a meter here that actually sees how much energy was collected. And when there's an excess amount, the family can see whether they want to sell it to an energy company, which then would send it to other people to use. And they would send it using these towers and wires. So basically you can actually earn money from like all this, and like you can earn money by like selling the extra solar energy. So why is solar energy important? Well, the first reason is because it's renewable. So that means that it's never going to run out. So like the sun is never going to be like, wait, oh, I'm not going to show up this morning. So it's not like it's going to ever run out. You'll always have the sun. So a combination of these solar panels and these windmills are very common these days. And they're also very clean, because if you look at the left side of this man, you can see that's really dirty. The earth looks really dry and the air looks really polluted. Well, that's actually what's happening right now. That's kind of the world you're living in right now. And that happens mostly from the coal that we use and other non-renewable resources that we use to like run everything right now. And on the right side, you can see how clean it is. And that's because the stuff we're using, which is the solar panels and the windmills, they don't have any pollution. They don't like emit any bad, harmful things for the environment. And a combination of the solar panel and the windmill is very good, because that's when the most energy is made. Like a combination of these is much greater than what just a solar panel just the amount of energy a solar panel or the windmill alone can make. And another reason why these two together are important are when there's a storm, there's not necessarily going to be a sun. So like the sun's going to be covered by all the clouds and everything, but there will be wind. In most times when the sun's not there, there is wind. So where the solar panels fail, like they fail by means of they can't like collect any light rays or absorb any light rays, the windmills will actually turn and use and make the energy that's required. So also, and then when there's like clear skies but like no wind, that's when solar panels will come in play. But the best time is when it's a full sun, like a non-cloudy day and strong winds, and that's like the best time to collect like all the energy. And the amount of energy collected with the windmills and the solar panels at the same time surpasses almost all the amount that you would by just using one of these resources.
All right, now that you've learned how solar can be used in your houses or cars, now we're going to show you how it can be used in toys or like backpacks. So our first example is a solar robot. This robot runs on solar. It has solar panels on top, and you can make 13 different things. The one we bought, you can make 13 different things out of it. So when you get bored with one or another, you can just build something new, have fun with it. Also, on the next slide, we're going to show you how this actually works on the inside. So on the top right photo, you can see 4 gears and a motor. So when the sun hits the solar panel on top, which turns the motors, and then which in turn turns the gears, and then on the lower side, you can see how it all fits together and how it all runs it perfectly. And it only works when you put it in the sun. Also on the left side, you can see all the different things you can make and out of it and have fun. And the next, we have a video on how it works. And
All right, so now that you guys have seen what solar power can power, such as the devices that you've seen, like the batteries of our vehicles, and even Piyush's robot, some more devices that it also powers are these 2 toys. So in the middle, that's a toy windmill, and at the bottom right, that's a toy helicopter. So at the top, you can see that there's 3 pictures. So at the very top right, that's the front of the solar panel. And then the one right under it is the back with 2 springs. And right next to it are 2 wires connected to a gearbox. So based on what you guys have learned about solar power, how do you guys think that you need to put these 2 products together to make the actual helicopter and windmill to start to turn? And if you guys are thinking that you have to attach the wires to the springs, you're absolutely correct. So I'm going to show you what it looks like in person, what the the helicopter is going to look like. So as you can see, the light source is hitting the solar panel, and that energy that's the light source is giving off, it's getting converted into electricity, running through the wires and turning the gears inside of the gearbox and turning that axle. So it makes the entire robot spin.
Something else that's really cool is our solar backpack. Essentially, it charges like any other solar panel and was basically designed for travel use. So for those of you that are outdoorsy, think about the times that you go hiking. Personally, I use my phone to take pictures, so it's usually dead by the time I've spent just a few hours outside. But if I had a solar backpack with me, I could charge it literally on the trail without needing to plug my phone into a wall. So to clarify, the solar panels on the backpack that you can see on the far right take in the light rays to charge the battery pack, which you see on the far left. The screen on the battery pack shows the output and input of the charge, with the input representing how much sun or light rays the solar panel is getting that day, and the output represents how much power you're powering into whatever you're charging. Now in the video, you'll see some examples of what devices you can power with this.
Here we have a solar backpack. You can see the solar panels in the front, which is where the light energy would be absorbed to charge the battery pack, which you'll see in a second. This side pocket here is where the battery pack sits, and this cord is plugged into the battery to charge it. The same cord runs through the backpack and connects to the back of the solar panels, like you see here. There are various chargers that can be attached to the battery using the plugs in the top here. This here is what your typical Chromebook charger looks like. It's what you plug into the wall. Since that can't be plugged into the battery pack, you have to use a different charger, which does. I use this one here. Now it's plugged in and charging. You can also use this to charge your phone, which you can see here. To charge most laptops, however, you need to use the given adapters and cord. You can see here I'm matching up the adapter to the usual charger for my laptop. Then I'm attaching that to the cord and plugging it into the battery. And finally, you can charge a Nintendo Switch using the same charger as I did with the Chromebook.
Now, a solar oven is a craft that you can make that uses the same concept of how solar panels work, but a little bit differently. The aluminum in these solar ovens absorbs heat to create energy, which is different than how solar panels absorb the light rays to make electricity. And something that's fun with these, when they get hot enough, you can actually cook things like s'mores inside of them. And you guys saw these pictures earlier, and I just wanted to bring up the concept of how solar panels can be incorporated into a lot of things and a lot of products that we can actually use in our everyday life. So as solar and renewable energy becomes more universal and it spreads in undeveloped areas as with developed areas, I think we can anticipate that solar panels can be used in many more products in our daily lives. Thank you.